Today, I'll be showcasing the top 10 model kits of vehicles from the Yugoslav Wars. This conflict left a lasting scar on Europe's history, yet it's not widely represented in the modeling world. However, there are still some rare and interesting 1/35th scale kits available for those interested in this era. I've selected 10 of the most significant models, covering the armored vehicles and military trucks used in these wars. Sit back, relax, and let's get started. Starting off our list is the Challenger 2 K4 from Trumpeter, the British main battle tank that participated in the NATO peacekeeping operation in Kosovo in 1999. While the Challenger 2 did not see combat in the Yugoslav Wars, it became a symbol of international intervention as British forces used it to maintain stability and deter further conflict as part of KFOR, Kosovo Force. As for the model, Trumpeter offers a well-detailed and accurate kit, featuring well-sculpted hull and turret details, including additional armor elements, detailed gun and suspension system, rubber tracks, which can be upgraded with aftermarket link tracks. The kit is fairly straightforward to assemble, though painting and detailing the suspension will require some patience. A great choice for those interested in modeling NATO peacekeeping forces in the Balkans. In ninth place, we have the M-80 from Triglav Model, a Yugoslav infantry fighting vehicle that saw extensive use throughout the Yugoslav Wars. The M-80 was developed as Yugoslavia's answer to the BMP-1, but featured several improvements, including a powerful diesel engine and an automatic fire suppression system. It was used by both the Yugoslav army and various factions after the country's breakup. The kit from Triglav Model is a resin model, meaning high detail, but no alignment pins for easy part fitting. Challenging assembly, requiring experience and additional refinements. Minimal decals and no crew figures included. One particularly interesting option is the medical version of the M-80, which is also available in this kit. This version had no weaponry and was equipped for evacuating wounded soldiers. Due to the nature of resin kits, this model is definitely not for beginners. But if you're looking to build a rare Yugoslav IFV in 1/35th scale, this is one of the few available choices. A great kit for advanced modelers interested in Yugoslav Wars vehicles. In eighth place, we have the M-60P from Triglav Model, another Yugoslav armored personnel carrier, widely used throughout the Balkan conflicts. The M-60P was developed in the 1960s and was already outdated by the 1990s, but due to the lack of modern equipment, it remained in service. The vehicle carried a crew of 2 and up to 12 infantry soldiers, but its weak armor and limited mobility made it vulnerable in combat. The Triglav Model resin kit is different from the M-80P, featuring well-detailed suspension, though track assembly requires patience, separate hatches, and the option to build an open troop compartment. Some hull components are cast as a single piece, making assembly easier but reducing customization options. In real combat, these APCs were often upgraded with additional machine guns or even makeshift grenade launchers, so there's plenty of room for customization. A unique and historically important APC, but best suited for experienced modelers. In seventh place, we have the PT-76 from Trumpeter, a light amphibious tank that was used in limited numbers during the Yugoslav Wars. Although the PT-76 was developed in the 1950s, it remained in service with the Yugoslav Army and its successor states until the 1990s. Due to its thin armor and outdated 76mm gun, it was only used in select operations, mainly for reconnaissance and secondary roles. Trumpeter's kit offers great quality and features. Well-detailed hull and turret with accurate proportions. Separate hatches, allowing for an open hatch build. Workable tracks, adding realism to the suspension. However, the model lacks interior details, so if you build it with open hatches, you'll need to add scratch-built details or aftermarket upgrades. A unique choice for a Yugoslav war diorama, featuring a rare but historically accurate vehicle. In sixth place, we have the YPR-765 A1PRI-S4 from AFV Club, an IFV used by NATO peacekeeping forces in Yugoslavia. The YPR-765 is a Dutch-modified version of the American M113, equipped with a 25mm automatic cannon. During the SF-4 operation, Stabilization Force in Bosnia and Herzegovina, this vehicle was actively used by Dutch and Belgian units for patrol and security missions. AFV Club's kit features highly detailed hull and turret with intricate small parts, workable suspension and individual track links, adding realism, clear parts for optics and periscopes. The downside is a fairly complex assembly, as AFV Club kits include many delicate components, requiring patience and precision. A great choice for those looking to recreate NATO peacekeeping forces in the Balkans. In fifth place, we have the BRDM-2 from Trumpeter, one of the most recognizable armored reconnaissance vehicles, widely used during the Yugoslav Wars of the 1990s. The BRDM-2 was originally part of the Yugoslav People's Army, JNA, but after the country's breakup, it was used by nearly all factions: Serbs, Croats, and Bosnians. It was deployed for reconnaissance, convoy escort, and patrol missions, and in urban combat, it was often modified with improvised armor and additional weapons. Trumpeter's kit is a well-made model featuring accurately detailed hull and turret with a PKT machine gun, optional open hatches allowing for a crew display, separate suspension components for added realism. The downside is the lack of an interior, so if you plan to display open hatches, you'll need to scratch build details or use aftermarket kits. A fantastic choice for a Yugoslav Wars diorama, can be built in its standard version or as a battlefield modified variant. In fourth place, we have the T-34-85 from MiniArt, dedicated to the 1990s Yugoslav Wars. Despite being outdated, the T-34-85 saw significant combat, especially in the early years of the conflict. Yugoslavia had large stockpiles of T-34-85s, originally inherited from the post-WW period. These tanks were used by various factions: Croats, Serbs, and Bosnians, sometimes featuring makeshift armor, mesh screens, and improvised modifications. MiniArt's kit is a highly detailed model, featuring a fully detailed interior, including the fighting compartment and engine bay, decals and markings that accurately represent real vehicles from the Yugoslav Wars, individual track links, which require patience, but look very realistic. The downside is the complexity of the build, as the kit has many small parts, making it not the easiest for beginners. However, for those wanting an accurate representation of a T-34-85 from the Balkans, this is the best option available. A fantastic addition to any Yugoslav Wars collection, especially for dioramas featuring improvised armor. In third place, we have the T-55A from MiniArt, a tank widely used by Croatian forces during the War of Independence. After Yugoslavia's breakup, former JNA T-55As ended up in the hands of various factions. Croatian forces heavily modified these tanks, adding extra armor made of welded steel plates and cement, wire mesh screens for protection against heat rounds, improvised machine gun mounts. MiniArt's kit is one of the most detailed T-55A models available, featuring a full interior, including the fighting compartment, engine, and transmission, individual track links for better realism, multiple hatch options, allowing for an open or closed build. The downside is the complexity of assembly. With many small parts and a detailed interior, this kit is best suited for experienced modelers. A fantastic choice for dioramas, especially for showcasing battlefield-modified Croatian tanks. In second place, we have the T-55A from MiniArt, a tank heavily used by Serbian forces during the Yugoslav Wars. Just like the Croatian version in third place, this T-55A was inherited from the Yugoslav army, but now in Serbian service. Essentially, it's the same tank with a different paint scheme and tactical markings. Most Serbian T-55As retained their factory configuration, but some were modified with additional armor plates and improvised RPG screens. MiniArt's kit is highly detailed, featuring a full interior, including the fighting compartment, engine, and transmission. Individual track links for enhanced realism. Multiple hatch options, allowing for an open or closed build. As this is a complex model with many small parts, it's best suited for experienced modelers. If you're looking for a Serbian tank from the Yugoslav Wars, this is your best choice. At first place, we have the M-80A from Amusing Hobby, the main battle tank of Yugoslavia and a key player in the Yugoslav Wars. The M-80A was Yugoslavia's improved version of the Soviet T-72, featuring enhanced electronics, upgraded armor, and a more powerful engine. Throughout the 1990s, this tank was widely used by the Yugoslav army, and after the country's breakup, it saw service with all factions: Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia, and even Slovenia. Amusing Hobby's model is one of the best M-84 kits available in 1/35th scale. Unlike more complex MiniArt kits, this one has a moderate difficulty level, making it a great option even for intermediate modelers. Kit highlights: well-detailed hull and turret, including reactive armor, individual track links, but an easy-to-assemble design, simple instructions, and excellent part fit, making the build smoother. This is the best choice for anyone looking to build the most iconic Yugoslav M-80, a well-deserved first place in the top 10 Yugoslav war vehicles. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this top 10 list of Yugoslav war vehicles. Which model would you add to the list? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and support the channel. See you next time.